Привет, друзья! И вот мы добрались до третьей главы. Зверя мы благополучно спасли. Предсказание не сбылось, он выжил. Мы вовремя подоспели. И что же нам готовит третья глава? Давайте уже начнем ее изучать. Пока что нам намекнули, что есть какое-то ядро и какой-то завод. Давайте же будем получать больше информации.
Welcome, my friend. What can I do for you? We have Mr. Sinister to thank for that. Their military is comprised entirely of clones known as infinites. Thousands are manufactured every day. Yes, they're aided by cybernetic implants and an impeccable genetic structure. Infinites are not to be taken lightly. Magneto and I felt it most important to stop Apocalypse from attacking other cities. I understand your concern, but we cannot allow Apocalypse to acquire additional territories. Were he successful, he would command an almost unending supply of resources from which to create his army. I look forward to seeing you again.
Well, ain't this just a cozy getaway?
Интересно, если я играл Росомаху, он бы тоже тут стоял?
You imagine right. This place gives me the creeps like nothing else in this world. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Конечно, можем взять, но не будем уж тратить время. Тут у нас компьютер.
How would you like to know the location of Apocalypse's infinite factory? That's where Apocalypse creates his army of clones. Yes, if you destroy the factory and the supercomputer that runs it, Apocalypse's war effort would be seriously hampered. But in return for the location, I'd need a favor of you. Department H sent my husband, James MacDonald Hudson, on a mission to the Infinite Factory. I haven't heard from him since. Please, could you see if he needs help? Thank you. Use the X-Jet to get to the Infinite Factory. If you'd like more information, use the briefing computer near Professor Xavier. I'm Heather Hudson. My codename is Vindicator. I'm a member of Alpha Flight, along with my husband, James MacDonald Hudson. Yes, both of us work for Department H. It's a top-secret agency for Canada's Ministry of Defense. It's where my group, Alpha Flight, calls home. Yes, he was, but we had some personality troubles and Wolverine decided to leave. They are the soldiers that make up the army of Apocalypse. Thousands are generated every day. No, they're actually the work of an evil genius named Mr. Sinister. He created their genetic blueprint, and he was the one who created the cybernetic implants that make them so incredibly fast and strong. He's a brilliant geneticist born over 150 years ago. He found a kindred spirit in Apocalypse, since they both were advocates for survival of the fittest. Eventually, Apocalypse granted Sinister immortality. Yes, oddly enough, Sinister is one of the few people who makes Apocalypse uneasy. Sinister is a master of playing both ends against the middle, and because of that, Apocalypse has never been completely certain of Sinister's loyalty. Come back anytime.
Так, ну убежище со всеми доступами, я смотрю. Даже две койки вместе стоят. Интересно, для кого? Наверное, вот для этой женщины с ее мужем.
It took a lot of searching, and more than a little not-so-gentle persuasion, but I managed to locate the core. A nuclear plant in Ontario, Canada. It's Apocalypse's primary source of energy. If you could disable it, Apocalypse's military would be starving for power. Which is exactly why Forge is going to guide you through the core over the radio. He wanted me to give you this transceiver. He'll explain why later. To get to the core, you'll have to use the X-Jet. If you want more info, go see the mission computer. Some mutant named Sugarman. He's supposed to be one seriously rough character. Nobody wants to talk about him. He's tough enough that Apocalypse was willing to leave him in charge of their primary source of energy. I tracked down a man named Sebastian Shaw in New York City. He's the leader of the Hellfire Club. At the moment, they have as little use for Apocalypse as we do, so Shaw was willing to give me the information. These are strange times, I know, but Shaw has spies everywhere. If anyone would know about the core, it'd be him. No, he didn't. But that's the nice thing about being as wealthy as I am. Sometimes it comes in real handy. What are you talking about? We've all been. It's the only way to stop Apocalypse. You worry about yourself. I'll be fine. Oh, I always do.
Там вроде вопросы, да? Так, значит, в ядро мы отправимся уже в последнем случае.
Hi again, what can I get you? He was pretty banged up after his little adventure in the Savage Land. It's going to be a day or two before he's back on his feet again. Oh yeah, he'll be fine. It'd take a lot more than 5 minutes and poisonous gas to hurt that big blue ape. For you, anything.
Большую голубую обезьяну. Давайте воспользуемся компьютером миссии, посмотрим брифинг.
Which mission briefing would you like?
Сначала мы пойдем на завод клонов.
Thanks to Department H, we have the location of the factory that produces Apocalypse's army.
His army's produced?
Yes. Infinites are clones created from vats of genetic material and then enhanced with cybernetic implants.
Wow. And thousands of those get cranked out every day? It's no wonder Apocalypse had such an easy time attacking New York City and Genosha.
If we were to disable that factory, we'd strike a severe blow to Apocalypse. His unending supply of soldiers would dry up.
So, what's the price?
I beg your pardon?
Department H told us the location. What do they want in return, huh? Money, information, manpower. I know those boys, and they don't work for free.
Is Wolverine always this distrustful?
Da. It takes him a while to trust someone.
Yeah, usually 4 or 5 years.
Go ahead and make your jokes. But I got plenty of reasons to suspect Department H. I can't tell you the number of times they tried to force me back into their little family.
Department H did make a request of us.
I knew it. I just knew it.
They asked if we could look for James MacDonald Hudson while we were at the factory. He was sent there a while ago to do reconnaissance, and he hasn't been heard from since.
They got James.
We can't be certain.
Then we better get there pronto and find out.
As you wish, Wolverine. Team, the best of luck to you at the Infinite Factory.
Ну, ничего не сказали, ладно. Мы
Which
привыкли.
mission briefing would
Всегда
you
ничего
like?
не говорят.
Thanks to the efforts of Angel, we've located Apocalypse's primary source of energy in Ontario, Canada. It's a nuclear power plant known as the core.
So this core is to be our next target?
Yes, Mr. Wagner. Our goal will be to render that facility useless to Apocalypse.
All right! Finally, we get a fun mission. I ain't never busted up a nuclear power plant before. That ought to make a lot of noise when it goes off.
I'm sorry, Juggernaut, but we have to be a bit more careful than that. Charles is adamant that we avoid a nuclear meltdown.
Don't that sound just like my little brother? Always taking the fun out of everything.
Once the team arrives at the core, Forge will take them through very specific steps to shut down the facility.
Hold on a tick. How do we know this ain't some kind of trap? You know, like Destiny was saying, a team member is gonna betray us.
Are you suggesting Angel would send us into a trap?
Oh, I'm not suggesting it. I'm saying it right out loud. Angel might be handing us over to Apocalypse.
You know, the little guy's got a point.
Ah, that is preposterous. Angel would never do such a thing.
But what about that Shaw bloke Angel got the info from? Maybe he's working for Apocalypse, and he's sending us to our doom.
What would you have us do, Toad? Trust no one? Never leave on another mission?
There's a thought.
No, I will not allow us to fall into the trap of second-guessing every action. We're going to the core, and that's final.
Больше спорю, чем о деле говорят.
Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I'll be using the X-Jet to take you to any of the distant missions. Just use the X-Jet to pick a location. My name's Alex Summers. I'm the brother of Scott Summers. You might know him as Cyclops. Yeah, I can discharge waves of force from my hands. But unlike Scott, I have full control of my ability. I'd like to, but there's a little concern about trust. You know perfectly well why. Okay, so maybe I helped the Brotherhood for a little while. But I thought it was for the good of mutant kind. Hey, if you remember, I tried to stop them. Anyway, I think it's gonna be quite a while before I'm allowed to be a full member of the team again. Come back anytime you want me to fly you somewhere. Watch yourselves. This place gives me the creeps just seeing it from the outside. And be sure to use that recall transmitter beside you if you want me to pick you up. Havoc out.
I was sent to destroy this factory, but they captured me shortly after I arrived. Luckily, a spy for Department H is here. He just set me free. No, I'm staying until this factory is shut down. I can't go with you, so give me a radio and I'll help you out as you go. I've had a thorough briefing on this facility. You'll have to destroy 3 sections of this plant: fusion core, engineering, and genetic processing. Also, keep an eye out for a security card Department H gave me. I hid it just before I was captured. That card can unlock a number of devices for you.
Ну, они волновались, что с ним что-то случилось.
Don't forget, you have to destroy the fusion core, engineering, and genetic processing areas before you can advance any further in the Infinite Factory. This is the Infinite Factory. It's a genetic assembly line where Apocalypse's soldiers are created. Yes, and their one mission in life is to fight for their master, Apocalypse. It's more a matter of what than who. A supercomputer is the boss here. It's based on the intelligence of Mr. Sinister. According to Department H, it's every bit as devious and cunning as the man it's patterned after. I'm their leader. Not that I set out to be. I had picked Wolverine to be the head of Alpha Flight, but for some reason he decided to quit the team. Puck, Sasquatch, Shaman, and my wife, Vindicator. But you might know her as Heather Hudson.
Just маленького не круг.
A little too well. When my wife and I first encountered Logan in a Canadian forest, he was crazed. More animal than man. But we nursed him back to health. And during that time, he and I became like brothers. Yes, and he did extremely well. Probably the best I've ever seen. But he began to grow distant and eventually quit to join the X-Men. What really bugs me is, he never told me why. Anytime I can be of help, just let me know.
Завербовали, вот и все. На самом деле я не знаю. Да-то я помню. Теперь некоторых врагов нужно будет конкретным ударом бить.
Yes, that's highly guarded. If you destroy the engineering, fusion core, and genetic processing areas, the door should unlock to allow additional security forces through.
хорошо, значит, сюда мы пойдем после того, как уничтожим 3 секции. Блин. Ну, кто же знал, да? Мне кажется, это взорвется все.
Yes. Yes.
Перепутал кнопочки. Же оказалось слева, а не справа. О, уже полная аптечка. А ты отлично. Это помню, было 6 штук. Ну, это, видимо, первая секция. Ядро. Да.
Locate the core reactor and then do what you do best. Smash it to bits.
Victory is mine. Getting
Так легко и просто. Ну, давайте.
this one. As you wish.
It's gone.
Да, вот он замахивается. Как же я все криво сделал.
Right.
Yes.
Sure thing,
Ты
mate.
будешь брать, нет?
Yes.
На самом деле это циферки 4 тянутся не так долго. Он даже со спины ударит. Фига себе. Что, круговую?
You should have.
Опс. А, у них же разные рекурсы. Сейчас меня мама нет.
You must be having. My friends.
Oh, you get tired, mate.
Sorry, my friends.
Там в полу есть штука.
You get tired, mate.
Ого. Тут одним ударом все сделал.
Affirmative.
Will do.
Yes.
Yes.
Уязвимо. А, все было куда проще. Идите, сражайтесь. Опять магниты.
You should have run away.
На самом деле, у змея хорошие показатели защиты. Можно сказать, даже самые большие из всех 4 почему-то отхватывают. Это подъявил пропуск, так я понял. Ну, в смысле, ключ. Да, пропуск.
I require more energy.
You should
Ну-ка, еще раз. Дайте мне плана. Хочу проверить теорию. Оказалось. Я думал, можно несколько ударов сделать. кажется, нам взорвется. Вот дали бы сохранить.
That was quite enjoyable.
Неужели никто не может ударить сейчас? Хорошо, что не придется обратно платить.
Please, forgive me.
Protect my target. Now I can defeat any evil on Earth.
Блин, толпой запинать не мог. А, вот так вот середина, да?
Where is my next opponent?
There is no need for violence. We are on the same side. I am Robert Mackenzie, a special agent for Department H. I came here in search of the genetic plans Monsieur Sinister used to create his infinite soldiers. Très bon. Department H hopes to use this information to find a weakness in the infinites. We are desperate for some advantage in battling Apocalypse's growing army. You can rest assured of that. And thank you for your assistance.
You'll have to deactivate the oil pumps. Oil is purified in engineering, then fed to the machinery throughout the factory. Most definitely. The problem is those pumps are extremely tough. The only way to damage them would be to overload them with power. You'll have to overdrive the system, but before that, you have to locate the console that deactivates the safety override.
Give me someone else to hit!
Спасибо.
Give me someone else to hit!
Enemy unit is at this location.
Enjoy your slumber.
Ух ты.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Hostiles are targeting.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much. Please, forgive me for that.
There should be a security console somewhere in that area, but you also might be able to supercharge a generator near you. That would circumvent the whole process.
Телепорт, хорошо. Блинский, блин. Магниты, что ли, нужно? Так, нет, погодите. Что-то ментальное по-любому.
I will comply.
Хорошо.
Congratulations. You've just destroyed the pumps. You're done in the engineering section now.
See what happens when you eat your vegetables?
Там еще какой-то компьютер был. Ну ладно.
Would greatly be appreciated. Now I can defeat any evil on Earth.
You need to destroy the DNA storage tank. It contains the raw material used to create infinites.
Сохранится бы мне помешало, конечно. А то я сколько играю, ни разу не сохранился.
When they're asleep.
Ну что их двигать нужно. Интересно, тут получится?
As you wish.
Тут, видимо, сила нужна.
As you wish.
Мне нравится эти сферы.
Sometimes I enjoy this. Forgive me for that.
I require help with this one. Yes.
I wish I hadn't had to do this.
Я хочу прием сделать, не понял, как он делается. Ладно. Блин, не что придется кого-нибудь брать силу. Ну, на силу либо на мысли, наверное.
You must be having an off.
А, помню, вместо даты тоже сила нужна. Для эти бочки двигаться далеко, если не ошибаюсь. Может, я ошибаюсь, но что-то с этим связано должно быть.
I need help. Nice.
Места нет. Еще самое бесполезное выкинуть. Как-то не могу найти бесполезно.
You can purge the DNA tanks by aligning the nearby conduits. Or, you'll have to figure out some way to simply destroy the tanks.
собственно, как я и говорил, можно просто выкинуть. Самое обидно, что даже не вижу. А, что урон? Может, поможет? Кто-то.
Will do.
А тут как?
Yes.
Что только силы.
As you wish.
Видимо, только силой.
Yes. Will do.
Жаль, конечно, что опыт кто-то не получит.
Rogue. Prepare for battle.
You bet.
Way to go. It'll take a month to create another batch of that DNA material. Your work in genetic processing is done.
Блин, я забыл вещи продать.
Will do.
В принципе. Не это главное.
Toad.
Agile warriors!
Вроде как теперь нужно начало идти. Это где это начало? Блин. Ну что реально все так полить? Вопрос, стоп. А точно туда? Да, я не туда пошел. Наверное, все-таки налево. Да. Это вся сила.
You have to disable the controllers for each of the assembly lines. And once that's done, you need to locate the cryogenic area and destroy the substations there.
Мне кажется, это еще надолго. Опять.
You were a worthy opponent. I require more energy.
You never seen that coming. Need more bloody power to do that.
В общем, ребята, не знаю, как много времени это займет, поэтому давайте закончим эту серию. Смотрите уже следующую серию, где мы будем с этим заводом заканчивать. Всем пока-пока.